special guest today. We've got Ben Ledyard in the house. Ben, what's going on?
I mean, we just had a winter concert. That was fun. With the lower school, there's like two different divisions. So it's like the second and lower, they all sing in one concert, and then third and above is one concert.
Now, are you playing an instrument? Or are you singing?
No, it's singing. The instrument is very end of the year.
Okay.
So we have with the instruments, we aren't ready to play anything.
But you do play an instrument.
Well, yes, the band is, so I'm in 5th grade.
Okay.
And you have to play an instrument.
Oh. So what instrument do you play?
I play saxophone.
Nice. How's that going? Do you like it?
I mean, I like it. I can't read the notes very well, but
yeah,
I can make noises out of it, which is it's a pretty.
I always wanted to play an instrument. I would love to be able to play a violin. I think it'd be cool to learn that.
I love that instrument. Just like the sound of it going back and forth.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Now, do you, when you're around the house and you're doing homework and you're just hanging out, do you like listening to music?
I mean, not really.
You like silence?
I mean, I like silence. Yeah, pretty much just silence.
Okay. What's like your typical homework routine when you come home from school? Like, do you veg out a little bit and wind down and then get into it, or do you?
Yes.
Okay.
So, I have a pretty much rotation of just like 5 or 6 books that I have at my house ready to read. So I'll come home at like 3. I'll get home at like, we leave at 3:10. I have to walk through campus, go over the bridge, and then go to Bryn Mawr, and then go past Bryn Mawr to my house. And that takes me like 20 minutes, so I'll get home at like 3:30ish.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll basically just read any book I want until like 4:30 or 5 while my mom's on calls upstairs. And then I might do a little bit of homework then, but mostly it's just when my dad gets home with Mason, my brother. That's when I'll start doing it.
So reading's a big part of your life. Like that's what you like to do.
I like reading. It's a way to like access other worlds and just fill my day with something to do.
Like you prefer reading over coming home and turning on the TV or the iPad or whatever?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
Some days if I'm like feeling I want to read, but if like someone I know my friend is on, I'll go play with him.
Gotcha. So you're a rare type of person in today's day and age, playing outside in the neighborhood, reading books. Most people, I think your age or even high schoolers come home and they just sit on TikTok or on their phone or So you're a special person.
Yeah, I mean I like playing outside. It's just like you can do really all you want. You can build forts, you can do a stream, like there's just so many things to do.
Yeah.
And with social media, there's so many bad things. There's like stress and all the anxiety and stuff, and I just don't really get the appeal of doing it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Like I don't want to scroll through people's faces.
Yeah.
I want to go outside and play.
I hear that. We're sort of similar in that way.
Right.
Although I do like Twitter because I get the news on Twitter and
I
do post some
news
pictures on Pat to Follow Instagram when we do the podcast. We get some posts out there for people to see because I think in some ways you have to kind of play the game a little bit. You got to keep up if you're doing something like a podcast or you've got to put your stuff out there. I think where people won't hear about it. Mm-hmm. But I know that you moved recently, so you've got a little bit of a walk.
Big. Yeah, it's a walk. Mostly if it's cold and rainy, we drive. But if I feel like I just want to bike and I want to get home quicker, I'll bike.
Now, what has the adjustment been like for you? Because I know you had some good friends in the neighborhood down here. I saw you guys playing outside all the time. We would play some horse sometimes on the basketball court, right?
I mean, it's huge. We're going from like a neighborhood where like everyone knows everyone, and it's just like a couple of houses, and it's so fun. And there's a woods right next to the houses, and you can just go. We had so many forts.
Yeah.
It was a lot. Like
at the old place.
At the old place,
okay.
yeah, and the school was right there. But now you have to wake up like a little bit earlier, and I don't know that many people, so I mean it's an adjustment, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You're getting used to it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell me about school and fifth grade, right? And what kind of classes you're taking. What are you liking about school this year?
So we can't really choose classes. We have like the core curriculum of homeroom. Well, homeroom isn't really. We have LA, like English,
Mhm.
and math. So basically, we get there, we unpack. We typically have a homeroom block for like the first half hour of the day, and then we'll do specials or we'll have a double homeroom. So specials at the very start of the day, which I like, that's nice.
What are the specials?
Art, D&W, design and woodworking, which is fun.
I know that you like woodworking,
Yeah.
right?
We've had a couple different teachers throughout the years, but I really like it.
How'd you get into that, and what's your favorite thing that you've made, or the best thing you've made, you think?
Oh man, I made so many projects. So I went in the mornings as like an extra thing for the past couple of years
Hmm.
instead of just doing a class. So in the mornings I made a wiffle ball strike zone for my brother, which was awesome.
Hmm.
So now it's like, instead of just being like Mason will pitch it and it'll like curve and do something, and I'm just like, no, it's a ball, and he's like, no, it's a strike. Instead of doing that, there's like there's like a metal, not metal, it's PVC, and it's like that.
Hmm.
So if you hit the pipes or the ball goes through, it's a strike, and if it doesn't, it's a ball. So it adds like more skill in pitching, and then more certainty and oh, that's a strike. And then in class, I made this awesome, it was like flip car. What it was? It was like a curved, like a half moon with wheels on the bottom, and you would like push it on the bottom and it would flip over. And that was awesome. That entertained me for like years.
So you're still really into woodworking.
Yeah, I love it.
How's the shop in the middle school? Or do you just go to the shop in the
we
upper
go to
school?
there's like the big shop and then the one next to it. We go to the one next to it. It's smaller and has less big tools.
Okay.
So, but the big shop is really awesome. There's so much to do there.
Yeah. And are you doing any other kind of art? Are you painting at all? Or
Yeah,
okay.
art and design and woodworking are completely different things. And then we have music, gosh, French. We have depending on what year you came, either French or Spanish. We're taking French, yes.
Nice. What do you think of
I
it?
love my French teacher. She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's a native speaker, and it's just like we have these random conversations stemming from like random things. It's like she'll be teaching us like like what he and she is and how to say it and how to use it.
Uh-huh.
And then we'll go off and she'll be like, oh, this new thing where they made EL, which is like the they them of France.
Oh.
And it's just like, and we talk about like military stuff. We talk about so many things.
Oh, so you get some current events.
Yeah, it's like a news story learning, and it's just a bunch of things wrapped into one.
Wow, I like that.
It's awesome.
That's what I'm trying to do with my history class a little bit, because you've got to make it relevant, right? You got to talk about the current era and what's going on in the world to get people interested.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Spanish class. I was always the guy that was, drifting off and thinking about other things and like, when am I ever going to learn this? And now I want to go to Mexico and I want to go to Spain and I want to go, speak Spanish on different trips and talk to people. And I wish I focused a little bit harder in Spanish class. Yeah. So let me ask you a question: if you could go anywhere in the world on a trip with your family, maybe.
All right.
Yeah, with your whole family, where would you want
to go? Maybe. I don't know. That's a tough question.
Yeah.
Maybe like Rome or ancient Greece, because there's so much history there, but it's also like a beautiful country.
Yeah. I think Greece would be cool.
Greece is awesome.
Yeah. That's on my list. Australia's on my list, but I'm trying to think about a good time to go.
I don't want to go to Australia.
Really?
There's like fires and it's like hot. And then there's also like ginormous spiders. that like doesn't mix well together.
Yeah. Well, they got kangaroos though. They got koala bears.
But they also have like there's a saying, everything in Australia kills you.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
People in Australia say that.
Really? What about New Zealand? That's right next door.
I don't know much about New Zealand.
Yeah. Well, I think people are nice in Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah, the people are, but like the animals.
Well, you stay away.
There's like
you
snakes.
avoid them.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay, so how about if you were going to go somewhere in the continental United States?
Continental United States, probably Alaska. Oh no, continental.
I guess Alaska. Yeah.
Um,
We'll take Alaska as an answer.
probably like Oregon or like the Northern California area, because the trees and it's like cold.
So you've got the San Francisco bug like your dad a little bit. You'd like to go there?
I was born in Berkeley, so that's where I want to go back. I want to see what it's like.
Have you been back or no?
No,
Oh. So how old are you?
I'm 11.
You're 11. What's it like to be 11 years old?
I mean, it's kind of in the middle. There's like little kids you can boss around, but there's still so many people older than you that can also boss you around. So it's right in the middle.
Yeah. And you've got the younger brother. You got Mace Dog to take care of.
Yep.
Are you guys getting along pretty well?
It's like typical brother things.
Yeah.
We fight but we also are like brothers, and we have to make up because we live together. So
Mason, I feel like every time I walk up to school, he's, you know how everyone plays on the fields in the morning?
yeah.
He's like the ringleader of all the backyard sports.
Yep.
Like he's always getting into a fight with somebody or up at bat or pitching. Like he's the center of attention on the backyard sports field.
I mean, he's pretty good. Like he can play, so
Yeah.
also that, and yeah.
Are you really into one particular sport right now, or are you still kind of liking a bunch of different sports?
I mean, it's not like I'm specialized, but like lacrosse is my favorite sport.
Yeah.
It's lacrosse, football, and basketball. I'm playing basketball right now.
Nice. And you're playing football in the fall?
Flag football or soccer.
Okay.
I think I might do soccer next year because flag football is kind of not my thing.
It's good to switch it up a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
When I was in 5th grade, I played on a Pop Warner tackle football team.
Oh, I've read books and heard things about these.
Yeah, and it was called the Conestoga Generals, and my team was really, really good. Somehow we were like one of the best teams in the country, or so they say, you know.
Yeah, because there's no accurate ranking of
Right.
like 8-year-olds.
Right. So, but we had a really good running back, Joey Carlini, who ended up playing lacrosse at Hopkins. He's a year older than me.
What position did you play?
Well, I was always the biggest kid, so I had trouble making weight because I was tall, I was a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 100-pound football, so it was almost like wrestling. Like before I got on the scale, I would have to, cut some of my pads in my uniform, cut the knee pads off a little bit, and I had to wear soccer cleats, and I had to, go pee before I got on the scale because I had to get under the 100-pound limit, and if I was over, I couldn't play in the game. So I remember just stressing out about making weight.
If you're like 101 and you were like weren't allowed to play.
Yeah. So I would make weight, and they always put me on the line. So they'd, sorry, Scott, you're left tackle, or you're nose guard, just because I was a big guy. Yeah. But my Pop Warner 100-pound football team, we went to Disney World for the Pop Warner Super Bowl.
What?
When I was your age, and
did you win?
We didn't win. I think we came in 3rd, but it was a cool thing. One of my favorite birthdays ever was like the game to get into the Pop Warner Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, yeah.
And I was the punter. And we were down by a touchdown, or it was a close game. And I remember our coach was like, "All right, we're going to do the fake punt." So I was lining up the punt. I was getting ready to punt. And then I fake it, and I throw it up for Joey Carlini, who I said is like an insane athlete. He catches it, scores the touchdown.
And you guys
going
win?
to Disney World.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Pretty fun. But yeah, I remember that a lot because during that year I was doing a lot of writing and I had a really cool English teacher and I was writing about that experience in my English class. And my English teacher, 5th grade English teacher, Miss McVeigh, was like, "Hey man, you're really good at writing. You're pretty talented." Just because I was so into my football experience, you know?
Yeah, if you're passionate about something, you should write it.
Right. And that's kind of what got me down this English teaching track almost. That was like the first seed planted. She was like, "You're good at it." And when someone tells you you're good at something,
You gotta keep doing it.
you got to keep doing it. So, what do you think what do you think looking forward, if you were to watch this podcast in like 25 years, what do you think you are so passionate about that you'll end up doing maybe? That might be a hard question.
I mean, I think because my dad's a teacher and I'm surrounded by teachers, I think teaching could be one thing, but also like sports, like any kid who plays. I mean, or just there's some really cool jobs, like being a park ranger. I feel like that could be awesome because you can like walk around in nature and tell people don't touch that.
Where would you like to do that?
Probably like Yellowstone or like Alaska or something.
Uh-huh.
Because there's a rarely visited park in Alaska that's like almost no one goes, but it's like beautiful. There's like ice and it's awesome.
So you're into Alaska. That's a place that I would
I
like
mean,
to go
I
to.
don't know if I'm super into it because it's like cold and I like hot better than cold.
You do. But you don't like Australia. It's too hot.
Because Australia's Australia. Like, it's just like, if you call something down under, it has to be hot.
Yeah. That's true. All right, Ben. Well, let's play some of these podcast question
All right,
games because we got the cup set out. It's I don't know, it's kind of something different.
All right.
And you can ask me questions too, but let's start with you. Why don't you pick a number?
Number 8.
Okay, we kind of
Are
talked.
you into podcasts or do you only listen to music?
Do you listen to any podcasts, or is this kind of your first
I
experience?
mean, it's not my first experience with podcasts, but I'm not like an avid listener. I like music better.
Yeah.
All right, and that's your turn. You got to do one.
All right. Number 1.
Oh, okay. What's your favorite way to spend a day off?
I think I'm like you. I would like to sit down, read a book for a couple hours.
Yes,
Read a couple books or maybe
Yeah.
3 or 4 and I like switching it up. I like putting one down, picking another up.
Yes, definitely.
Yoga, great way to start the day. I've talked about that before.
Okay.
Favorite way to spend a day. I think we do a podcast too. This is what we like to do. Maybe a day off, we get in here.
Yeah, and just record.
Today's kind of a day off for me too because I'm done with my midterms. I'm pretty much on
Yeah.
break.
Exams, those are big.
Yeah. I gave the U.S. history exam.
Ooh. Do you think it's easy or on the harder side?
I think it was just right. I tried to make it challenging, but not.
Not like the hardest exam.
I'm not trying to stump anyone. I'm not trying to fail anyone. I want everyone to do well. I want to ask them questions that we've actually talked about in class. So
Yeah.
for the most part, my class did pretty well.
All right. Can I get one?
Yeah, here you go.
Just do another one?
Yeah.
All right. Number 12. What's one thing that can instantly make your day better? Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, wait. We got to keep number 12 out.
That's you. That's your question.
One thing. That's a tough question. Because, there are so many good things. I guess, if it's, summer or something, and my mom says, someone invited you to, a pool party, or, we're going to the pool, that can just, instantly, or just my dog, because she's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Sal Pal. How's she doing? I don't see her at all anymore.
Yeah, I mean, she's doing pretty good. Her skin issues have finally stopped
Nice.
Like, stopped. They're obviously going to come back.
And Sally's a pretty mellow dog. I feel like
Yeah.
Sally doesn't bark much.
I mean, if she wants her dinner, she's definitely going to bark at you.
Now, you would say you're a pretty big dog person.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a furry animal person.
Yeah.
Because, can't go wrong there.
What about cats?
Yeah, I like cats. If it's, a nice little cat that'll let you sit in your lap and meow when you pet it. Yeah. But, scratchy cats, I hate them.
Yeah, I might be more of a cat person than a dog person. I like dogs from afar. But when people come up to you and they're like, "Pet my dog," I'm not the first one to pet a stranger's dog.
You always have to send in the advanced forces to see what happens.
You know what? When I was your age, I really liked books about dogs. Though there are a couple that come to mind. Old Yeller.
Oh, I love that book.
It's a great book, right?
The book is really good.
I really like this book, Where the Red Fern Grows, and there was a sequel.
I don't think I read
that. Summer of the Monkeys or something, is by this guy named Wilson Rawls, and I think 4th, 5th grade is when I read these books, but they always had dogs in them. So I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm a huge dog person now, but when I was your age, I was really into
dogs, yeah.
Yeah, dogs and reading about dogs.
When you're younger, everything is just times 8, right? If you kind of like something, it was when you're younger the biggest thing in your entire life.
Yeah, kind of like the pool party thing. I think that's a great answer because I love pool parties, but when I was your age, I loved pool parties times 10, like you said.
Or some of the kids, it's the younger kids, it's the Gilman McDonough rivalry. And it's when you're in 5th grade, it's oh yeah, go Gilman. We don't care all that much. Mm-hmm. But then the younger kids, 1st, maybe 2nd graders, will be oh, beat McDonough.
Yeah.
And then it's just so much. I remember one time after the Gil McDonough pep rally, remember the one where they the Raiders threw smoke grenades and the field caught on fire and they chased the eagle around? Mm-hmm. The pre-Kers, which is the lowest grade, were playing Hounds versus Eagle for 6 weeks. Just the same game of one of them was the eagle and they all chased him. Mm-hmm. It's just yeah.
How about the Raiders? Do they come through?
Yeah, the Raiders definitely come through.
Is that a highlight of the year?
Yeah, Raiders are definitely awesome.
Yeah.
There are so many stories about them. They picked a kid up and brought him around the entire school.
No way.
And then put him back.
Are you thinking you're ready to move on to the middle school now? Mm-hmm. Is it time?
It's the lower school. I mean, it's cool, but it's not really because there's so many lower grades than us. It's everything we do with other grades is just designed for them, which I'm not mad about, but I'm ready to move up into the 6th grade.
I know that you're a really smart kid and you like to read a lot and you're constantly intellectually stimulated, which I appreciate. Do you feel like there's one class that really challenges you in the lower school? Math. Mr.
Schloder's math class.
Really?
He is probably the best teacher I've ever had.
Wow.
He's been teaching for 30 years. So he has everything he does is just all of his experience. Just so once you start thinking about it, it's just oh, he probably did this because this happened 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. And he has so many stories.
Yeah, that's cool.
He's awesome.
I like that.
And it's super challenging, but also is fun.
He's one person from the lower school we have not. We need to get some more lower school people on the podcast. You
definitely need to get Mr. Schloder on the podcast.
Okay.
That would be awesome.
I know he's got stories, and I know he's been a football coach for a while, right? Yeah. Who else do we have on from the lower school, you think?
Probably my teacher, Mr. Hawkins, because he's a Gilman grad.
Okay.
And it's his first year this year.
Is he your homeroom teacher?
Yes, he's my homeroom teacher.
Nice.
Gosh. Miss Ryder, definitely.
Okay.
She's third grade teacher. She is like, she does all these Iditarod things. She went to Antarctica this year.
Mm-hmm.
She's, yeah. Who else? Miss Radel.
Okay.
She's a awesome fourth grade teacher. You might want to get Miss Cooper on here. She's like a big personality.
Yeah.
Like if there's like an ugly sweater day, you know she's coming in with like the ugliest looking sweater and like jingling Christmas earrings and like a ginormous hat. She's awesome. Mr. James would have been a good one to have.
Yeah.
He left. He went to St. Paul's.
Yeah, we need to start getting some people from the lower school, I think. So those are good recs.
Yeah.
All right, let's do a couple more. I think
It's
my turn.
Yeah,
right?
I think it might be your turn.
All right, so mine is number 16.
All the way at the back. Ideally, how would you spend your birthday?
I've been getting the questions about what my day looks like.
Yeah.
I would spend my birthday like I would spend my favorite day, right? Or my ideal morning, like the last question. But I'd probably go out to dinner on my birthday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite restaurant in Baltimore, do you think? Or around this area?
Johnny's is good. I like Dylan's Oyster Cellar.
Yeah.
The food is great.
Yeah, that's a good one. Johnny's is so good.
Yeah.
It's
You can't beat Johnny's.
such a classic.
Petit Louis. It's fun.
I don't know if I've ever been to Petit Louis for a meal.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So maybe because that's a pretty nice place, right?
It's pretty. It's like awesome French food.
That's the occasion. That's the birthday dinner. I think.
My friend's teacher. She likes it, and she's like, she likes all the food. It's awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
It has like snails. All right, my turn.
There you go. You're up.
Let me just shake this around a little bit. 13. What's this?
Ooh, do you have any pet peeves? We got a couple of these questions on the last episode or last
Segment.
couple.
Do I have any pet peeves? I mean, just when someone is just like being annoying in like the wrong time, because they're definitely wrong and right times to be annoying.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's true. What's an example of the wrong time though?
Like when we're trying to get out of the house and we're trying to like go to school and my dad's got a meeting at 7:15. It's like 7:10 and then my brother just doesn't want to put his coat on. It's just so annoying. And it peeves me so deeply. And it can probably flop the other way. Like he'll definitely say that about me. And then when someone makes a joke over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
And they're not getting the laughs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like.
Time to move on to a new joke.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a good point about just being in a sibling relationship with a brother. I've never had brothers, so I don't.
Do you have sisters?
I have two sisters, and I can tell
they,
you what's annoying about
are they
them.
Younger or older?
They're younger. So one of them, Riley, is she's 25. She just got married in May.
Oh.
She just moved to Fayetteville, North Carolina, with her husband.
Wow,
and they're both in the military.
They're both in the military.
Yep. So they both went to West Point, and they're active in the military now. And then we've got Jenny, who is what is she in now? She's in 8th grade. So I've got a 15-year gap between myself and Jenny, which is wild.
Yeah. You're 15 when she was born.
15. I was in 8th grade. Yeah. I remember I was playing basketball in a middle school basketball game against our rival. And that's back when we had a flip phone. So I had my flip phone in my locker. And at halftime, I sneak out to go to the bathroom, and on the way back, I check my locker because I knew my mom was having a baby. And I look at my phone, and my dad sends a picture of Jenny being born.
Wow.
8th grade, halftime of the basketball game.
Did you guys win the game? Were you like so motivated that like?
I don't remember.
A sister?
Yeah, I probably didn't even think much about the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Had a new baby sister.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
I'm sad that I can't remember Mason, like, being born.
No?
Because I was, like, 2.5.
So, okay, 2.5.
I'm 11. He's, like, either 8 or 9. I don't know.
Okay, Ben, maybe one more question for you?
For me.
And then we'll move on to the book rec. So
All
I'm
right.
itching to hear what you have for us.
Let me get number 9. Did we already do this one? I think we did this one. And we did number 8. Do you have a favorite holiday?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Why or why not? See, that seems like a total teacher question. Like asking them the initial question and being like, why or why not?
Yeah, that's a short answer
Yeah.
on the midterm Mr. Scott's history class right there.
Favorite holiday? Yikes.
Is Christmas your favorite?
I like Christmas. I mean, because there's so many traditions, and other holidays just don't have, like, the Christmas just seems so much bigger than all of them.
Yeah.
Like Easter, Easter bunny and stuff. And then, like, what's the one in October?
Halloween.
Halloween, yeah.
You a Halloween fan?
I knew that. I like Halloween, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, because you have to get all the costumes, which are like, you get candy. That's another. But then Christmas, it's like, you go to a place, because, like, what other holiday do you really, I mean, other than Thanksgiving, do you really, like, go to your family?
Yeah, that's true.
And then there's just, like, presents and giving, and it also has a religious symbolism. And, it's, I just like it better.
What are you going to be up to this Christmas season? What are you going to be?
We're staying in town.
Nice.
We're just celebrating in our new house.
Nice. Do you have anything on your wish list that you want for the new year?
I want a bunch of books, because there's a, yeah.
So, like, Barnes & Noble gift card or Amazon gift card for books is, like, you'll be happy with that.
Yeah, pretty much. Or just the book itself. And then, so for the books, so there's this competition. It's only 5th graders and 6th and 7th, but in the lower school, only 5th graders can play it. It's called Battle of the Books. You read the books a bunch of times, or 10 of them, and then you get asked really obscure questions about them. So I need all the 10 books, so I can just read them over and over and over again.
Are you pretty good with trivia? Do you know your trivia pretty well?
I mean, if it's about a topic I've read a book on, like,
How about this question, which I asked yesterday at our holiday get-together at Mr. Hastings' house for the English department? You've got a U.S. president, and you've got a Super Bowl winning quarterback who attended the same college. There are 5 of them. Can you name any of them? So you got to get the president, the Super Bowl winning quarterback, and the college.
I don't think I can get that. I don't. That's not a good. I'm not good with names.
Oh, you're not good with names.
I hate when I'm asked, like, a trivia question about names. Like, dates are iffy, but just, like,
Okay.
I'm just not good at names at all.
We'll ask our audience if they want to write in for that question and answer it. Maybe we'll give them a prize from Path to Follow podcast.
All right.
A little trivia show. All right, let's get to your book rec. We've been waiting.
My book rec is The Westing Game.
Westing Game.
Yep, it's like a children's book from, like, 1989. It's pretty good. It's about, like, so a millionaire dies. He's the head of, like, a big company. He disappeared a few years before. And then he invites, like, these 16 people to all live in towers adjacent to his house. But, like, they don't know that he's going to die. And then his will, whoever wins the game, they get all his money. But they don't know what they're trying to win. So they each interpret the will in different ways. And then So like one team is trying to make money in the stock market. Another team, they're all just like interpreting their clues in the will in different ways. And then it's one of those books where it's like just these little threads. And at the very end, they all weave together and your brain like explodes.
Who wins? Or is that going to give it away?
That's... Who does win? I don't think anyone really wins.
Huh.
Because, like...
Why do you think you like this book so much?
It's not, like, one of the best books I've read. It's just, like, the newest, right? So, like, I have it fresh in my mind. I'm doing a book report on it.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's well written. It has all the components to make a really good book.
Now, have you read any biographies recently that you've liked, or any? I know you're not great with names and trivia, but
biographies. I read Shoe Dog.
Oh, you read Shoe Dog?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
That book was awesome.
Yeah, it was cool, right?
So cool.
How about Nike's built? How it was?
Yeah, with like the Japan and Blue Ribbon. It's really awesome.
Yeah, that's a good one. Any books on your list for this, 2-3 week break that we have coming up? Or that's your Christmas present.
I've pretty much read every single book I own like at least twice. So every single book, I have like this one tall shelf and then another tall shelf. I've read every single book like twice. Wow. So I kind of need some new books.
Do you ever go to your library, or you ever come up to the upper school library?
The Enoch Pratt Library is really good. I just I don't know what book I want.
Yeah.
So if you don't know that there's a good book that you want, it's kind of hard to find a good book.
Yeah.
Because you don't know who the author is. Like, you don't know if they're prominent. Yeah.
The upper school library is doing something pretty cool this holiday season. They wrap different books.
And they have select it?
Yeah, and they have, like, the genre and what the book is kind of about.
I think the lower school library did that.
Yeah.
Where they, the book was just surrounded in paper. Mm-hmm. And they were like, fantasy with like this and this and this, and you just select it and read it.
It's a good idea. Well, Ben, thank you for coming in. Anything else that we want to get to today on the podcast that you wanted to discuss?
Have you had anybody younger or close to my age?
You're the only one.
Let's go. No, I think that's it.
You have fun? What do you think of the studio? You like it?
Yeah, this place, it's not where I thought it would be, but it's pretty sick. I like all the pictures and the cups.
Yeah, we're trying to decorate it a little bit, and we're down in the music department, so we've got a soundproof room. You can't hear the trumpets going on in the distance.
What is soundproof?
It's pretty good stuff.
It's awesome.
All right, well, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Mm-hmm. Thanks for coming in.